Salut la classe, ici c'est moi, Madame Burgess. After the activity that you did before, the two previous activities, now I want to give you the official notes. So as I go through this video, if you need to copy them down, you should do that. I'll also give you a link to this presentation so that you can have just this presentation if you want to, the slide deck, and not the video. But so we're going to go through and we're going to talk about ER verbs in the present tense. So ER verbs are the most common verb type in French, and they are conjugated in a way that there's a pattern to them. So we're going to talk about that. You may have already figured out the pattern based upon the two previous activities, but I'm going to give you the official explanation now. So let's get started. Allons-y. So the infinitives, like I said, the infinitives of most French verbs are going to end in ER. So there's a 3-step process to follow to conjugate your verbs. Step 1, you take off the ER at the end of the verb. Step 2, identify your subject. Step 3, add the corresponding ending. So 3 steps. 1, take off the ER. 2, identify your subject. 3, add the appropriate ending. So let's look at parler, which was the verb that we used in the last activity of the formative. So parler means to speak. So you take off the ER, and then you're going to identify your subject and add your appropriate ending. So you have je parle, I speak. Tu parles, you speak, when that you is singular and informal. Il parle, elle parle. Nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. So your endings that you're going to add are E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. So you'll see that every time we learn verbs, we're going to look at them in the same type of chart when we're talking about how to conjugate them. We did this with avoir, we did it with être, and now we're going to do it with our ER verbs. The difference is that avoir is irregular, and so you had to memorize avoir, all 6 forms, not really following a pattern at all. It's just craziness. Être, also irregular, not a pattern, just craziness. But for the most part, if you see a verb that ends in ER, this is what you're going to do for all of them. Take off the ER, identify the subject, add the appropriate ending. E, ESE, ONSCZ, ENT. So you can think of it as like a chant. E, ESE, ONSCZ, ENT. You can do it as like a cheer. E, ESE, ONSCZ, ENT. E, ESE, ONSCZ, ENT. Sorry for the noise. We're adding a new wood wall in our new office. So background noise. We're all human. Okay, let's keep going. So here are some of the other verbs that are conjugated the same way as parler. So you're going to do that same 3-step process. Take off the ER, identify your subject, add the appropriate ending. Adorer, aimer, aimer mieux, arriver, chercher, commencer, dessiner, détester, donner, étudier, habiter à, habiter en. You could also habiter au, AUX, like habiter aux États-Unis. Manger, oublier, partager, penser que, regarder, rencontrer, retrouver, travailler, voyager. Okay, so let's keep going. So, couple of notes. En plus, note that just like je became J apostrophe with avoir for j'ai, but it's je suis. With verbs that begin with a vowel sound, remember that je is going to become J apostrophe. So, j'habite à Bruxelles, I live in Brussels. J'étudie la psychologie. I study psychology. Remember that H is most often considered to be a vowel sound. So let's go back one slide and let's look at all of the verbs that je is going to become J apostrophe. Anything that starts with a vowel sound. So if you want to put like a little asterisk next to it so that you remember that those are the ones that need to become J apostrophe. Obviously, our first four, adorer, aimer, aimer mieux, arriver. And then down here, we have étudier, habiter, oublier, and then that's it. So those are our ones that you're going to put a little asterisk next to because you're going to remember that je becomes J apostrophe. So let's go back. With the verbs adorer, aimer, and détester, you're going to use the definite article before a noun to tell what someone loves, likes, prefers, or hates. And you should know that détester is not just like I don't like something, it is like I hate it. Like I want to stab it with a knife. I hate it that much. So j'aime mieux l'art. Marine déteste les devoirs. So you've got the L apostrophe for art, the les for devoir. Also, with those same verbs, adorer, aimer, aimer mieux, I didn't put it in there, but aimer mieux and détester, you're going to use the infinitive form, that's the unconjugated form of the verb, the one that still has the ER on it, to say that you like or hate something, to do something. So, ils adorent travailler ici. They love to work here. Ils détestent étudier ensemble. They hate to study together. You could also say, for example, les élèves détestent étudier, and just leave it at that. Students hate to study. Don't worry, I know, you don't have to lie. So, the present in French can be translated a couple of different ways in English. So, in French, there's only one present indicative tense. So, you could say, ils étudient la physique. That one sentence can mean all three of these things. They study physics. They are studying physics. Like right now, they are studying physics. Or, yeah, they do study physics. Like someone asked you, do they study physics? And you're like, oh, yeah, they do. They do study physics. Nous travaillons ici demain. Okay, that one sentence could be, we work here tomorrow. We are working here tomorrow. Or, we will work here tomorrow. And that's a little bit of a tricky one because it sounds like we're talking about the future, but we're really not. It's kind of the future just by putting the word demain at the end of it, which means tomorrow. Couple of other notes. We talked about je becoming J apostrophe. Couple of other notes. When you have verbs that end in GER, like manger, partager, or voyager, or CER, like commencer, those verbs have a spelling change in the new form. So just the new form, everything else is the same, but for manger, it becomes nous mangeons. And instead of just adding an ONS, you're going to add an EONS. And that is for pronunciation purposes. In French, just like in English, the G before O makes which sounds like go. But we don't want this to be mangon. We want it to stay that soft G of manger. So you add an E in there to make it that soft G again, that J sound instead of the G sound. So nous mangeons, nous voyageons, nous partageons. Okay, commencer, again, C before O makes that hard K sound, and we want it to be the soft S sound, like it is in commencer. So luckily, there's an accent that we can use for that, and that's that cedilla that we studied way back when. The cedilla makes it a soft C sound, the soft S. So nous commençons. Another note, unlike in the English form where you have to say to look for something, I'm looking for my books, I'm looking for my notes. In French, the verb chercher already means to look for. So you don't need to add a preposition before the noun that follows it. So nous cherchons les stylos. We are looking for the pens, and you don't have to add the word for in the French sentence because it already means to look for. If you added the word for, it would be like we are looking for the pens. So nous cherchons les stylos. Vous cherchez la montre. Are you looking for the watch? You don't have to include the word for, it's already in there. So, what I want you to do now is you're going to pause me in just a second, and I want you to, on wherever it is that you're working, or maybe just in your head if you're just watching this video and paying attention but not writing anything down because you think that you're just that good, I want you to complete the sentences with the correct present tense form of the verb in parentheses. So, remember our three-step process. Take off the ER, identify your subject, like here, the subject is je, and then add the appropriate ending, which in this case is E. Remember E, ESE, ONSC, Z, ENT. So now I want you to pause me and don't press play again until you're ready to check your answers. Okay, let's check your answers. Je parle with an E, français en classe. I speak French in class. Nous habitons près de l'université, ONS. We live near the university. Ils aiment le cours de sciences politiques, ENT, because your subject is il. Ils aiment le cours de sciences politiques. They like political science courses. Elodie regarde le professeur. Oh, I need to fix that. Okay, I'm not going to go back and fix it because I'm so far in. Okay, so that exclamation point should not be there. It should just be Elodie regarde le professeur. Le cours commence à 8 heures with just the E, and then Claire et Sylvain partagent le livre. So I hope you feel like you have a good handle on that. Go back and watch me over and over again if you need to. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me or to your direct teacher if you are watching this in someone else's class. And we're almost done for the day. So I hope you have a good day and I hope you have a great day off tomorrow. Au revoir.